Deep within the abdomen sits an organ responsible for two of the most critical systems in human biology. It functions as a dual-engine command center, balancing the chemistry of survival. One engine is built to dissolve your food into its molecular components, while the other prevents the resulting sugar from overwhelming your bloodstream. Because these two roles are so different, one involving high-strength digestive fluids, the other delicate hormone regulation, a failure in either system carries massive risk. The body can either starve in the presence of food or suffer from internal chemical damage. This organ acts as a high-velocity energy gatekeeper, managing the intake and distribution of every calorie you consume. Take a look at this illustration. Hidden directly behind the stomach, the pancreas is surprisingly small for the job it performs. It weighs only about 100 grams and measures between 6 to 10 inches across. It has a spongy texture and a distinct horizontal profile, often described as a flat pear or a fish swimming across the upper abdomen. The wider section, known as the head, is nestled into the curve of the small intestine. From there, it tapers off into a narrow tail that stretches towards the spleen on the left side of the body. This drawing shows the internal plumbing. The pink channel running through the center is the main pancreatic duct. On the left, it merges with the green common bile duct, sitting at a strategic crossroads to intercept food entering the intestine. 95% of this organ is dedicated to a single massive task. This portion is known as the exocrine system. Think of this system as an industrial-scale manufacturing plant. Its sole purpose is to produce specialized digestive enzymes, chemicals like amylase for carbohydrates and lipase for dismantling fats. When you eat, these enzymes travel down the main duct, pouring directly into the small intestine. There, they lock onto large, complex molecules, systematically snapping them apart into individual units of absorbable fuel. Without this exocrine factory, the energy in our food remains inaccessible. You could consume thousands of calories a day and still completely starve at a cellular level. That leaves the remaining 1% of the tissue. This is the endocrine system, and it operates under a completely different set of biological rules. Scattered throughout the pancreas are microscopic clusters of cells known as the islets of Langerhans, functioning as an ultra-sensitive thermostat for your blood sugar. While the massive exocrine factory relies on physical pipes to move its product, these clusters bypass the plumbing entirely. They secrete hormones directly into the blood vessels weaving through the tissue. This graphic shows the balancing act in real time. When blood sugar rises, the beta cells release a wave of insulin to lower it. When sugar drops, alpha cells deploy glucagon to pull stored energy back into the blood. This microscopic fraction of tissue ensures your brain has a steady energy supply, preventing your blood from becoming either too toxic with sugar or too depleted to function. What happens when this delicate endocrine balance fails? Under normal conditions, insulin acts as a chemical signal. When it binds to a cell's receptor, it triggers a response that allows sugar molecules to leave the blood and enter the cell's interior. In type 1 diabetes, an autoimmune response destroys the pancreatic islet cells. The signaling molecules vanish entirely. As a result, the cells remain empty and the blood sugar builds up to dangerous levels. Type 2 diabetes occurs when cells stop responding to that insulin signal. Even if the pancreas overworks to flood the system with more molecules, the message never gets through, and the energy remains stuck in the bloodstream. Diabetes is the failure of the pancreas to safely distribute the energy it helped create. The massive exocrine factory is also vulnerable to its own catastrophic breakdowns. This failure is known as pancreatitis, a state of severe inflammation, often triggered by a physical blockage like a gallstone or long-term alcohol misuse. If a gallstone wedges into the main pancreatic duct, it creates a total plumbing failure. Suddenly, a massive daily volume of powerful digestive enzymes has nowhere to go. In this simulation, you can see the result. The trapped digestive fluids activate early while still inside the organ. With no food to dissolve, the fluid begins digesting the living tissue of the pancreas itself. The pancreas is a brilliantly designed but volatile machine. When balanced, its two engines sustain human life, but when disrupted, it possesses the power to destroy itself.